Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we are back at it with a double review. Yes, a double review.
All I got is bourbon.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Really excited for today's episode. And with that, let me go ahead and pop these real quick. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the brand new Barrell Foundation, the double barrel, as well as Found North, the brand new Peregrine from the High Altitude Collection, Part 2. Oh, man. All right. So let's go. I think we're going to start with Barrell because of the proof point. Barrell's coming in at exactly 100 proof. So before we get into that cast strength, Found North, let's go ahead and start with Barrell. So what do we know about Barrell Foundation as a whole, Judge? So a couple things. So number one, brand new release. This is the double barrel. So it's whiskey essentially aged anywhere from 5 to 9 years. It's coming from 4 different states, so different distilleries. And I'll fly in the breakdown coming from which state and so forth. But essentially aged anywhere from 5 to 9 years. Because it's the youngest whiskey in the blend is 5 years old. Of course, on the front of the bottle, you will see age 5 years on the front. From an MSRP standpoint, now this part does excite me. $50 to $55-ish. So it's not bad. So I think what Barrell is trying to do, honestly, here is kind of jump into like the traditional double oak product. When you think about most brands, most distilleries, they always have like a core double oak product at a good price point as well. And this is one where I think from a price standpoint, the fact that it's about $50-ish, it's very reasonable for most daily consumers. So, the quality of the whiskey, we shall see. We shall see. But again, a $50 bottle. It is double oaked. What we don't know is how long did the whiskey actually age in the secondary brand new American oak barrels. That part we don't know. But again, this one comes in at exactly 100 proof. So I'm interested to try this and check it out. Cool. All right. So color-wise, actually not bad from a color standpoint. Not bad. And I should give credit. Thanks by the way to Barrell for sending over this bottle for the review. You guys know me though. Always going to keep it real though. Always going to keep it real. But I do appreciate Barrell sending over this bottle to get on the channel. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this. Ooh, not bad from a nose standpoint. Not bad. So it's not as oak forward as I thought it might be, but then again, you don't know how long it aged in that secondary new American oak. That we don't know. But the nose is nice though. Actually, a nice, wow. Very nice. Very light, subtle touch of oak. So just from the nose, it's definitely not an oak monster, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with it not being super oak forward. That's okay, at least from a nose standpoint. So 100 proof. So this has like a almost like a graham cracker meets like a almost like a syrupy kind of a note to it. So like a graham cracker meets like a syrupy kind of a note, mixing with a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of leather. But that graham cracker note is definitely just is very pronounced. Oh, I actually like that though. I like that a lot. Yeah, the graham cracker with the syrup kind of a note is very nice. So final mash bill. I love the transparency from Barrell. So the final mash bill here, the corn, 73%, 23% rye, and malted barley, 4%. So that's the final mash bill from a breakdown standpoint. All right. Age 5 to 9 years, kind of with the blend. 100 proof. Double oaked. Let's dive into it. Here we go. Cheers. Very nice. Sweet. Okay. I didn't get a ton of fruit in the nose, but I'm definitely getting a little bit more fruit here in the mid back of the palate. At 100 proof, it's nice and clean, nice and sweet. You get you definitely get like the graham cracker note. That's very pronounced. The graham cracker, a smidge of like the maple syrup note. You also get like a citrus kind of a note, if you will, almost like a very subtle, like a orange kind of a note to it, like an orange peel kind of a note. Judgment is in. So Judge, $50 bottle. The blend anywhere from 5 to 9 years. Is it worth picking up? Is this one I'm definitely going to enjoy? Verdict is in. This, my friends, is a buy. Absolutely a buy. Now, I will say this, though. This is, again, this is coming in at 100 proof. So the mid end of the palate is nice and clean. It's sweet. It's not very bold, not very vibrant, but it is clean, sweet, and crisp, right? So if you're looking for more of like that true traditional kind of like a Kentucky hug, this may not be your jam. But if you're looking for a great deli sipper, one that you can just enjoy the entire night, this is not bad for 50 bucks. Not bad at all. So I do think Barrell did a nice job of actually introducing a new double barrel product for their product suite, if you will. Not bad, Barrell. All right. Not bad at all. Okay. All right. Now we're moving over to Found North. Whew. Yes, Found North. So first and foremost, I'll just say I'm a big Found North fan. So Found North is bringing back, yet again, Peregrine Part 2. Woo-hoo! Oh, man. So if you think back, gosh, it was a few years ago, Peregrine Found North was actually my #1 whiskey, like just a few years ago. And I mean, I loved this bottle. So this is Part 2. So it'll be very interesting to see what my thoughts are on this new release. Cool. All right, we shall see. We shall see. But let's kind of talk about Found North. So obviously, as we know, Found North, they're taking Canadian whiskey, blending it together, creating these really cool batches of whiskey, typically with very high age statements. And then a few years ago, Found North created the High Altitude Collection. So the High Altitude Collection, it started with Peregrine, then it moved over to Helldiver, and most recently was Hoverhawk until 2025 came. And now we have Peregrine Part 2. Yes. So the High Altitude Collection is all about a couple things. Number one, taking great older age whiskey, blending it together, finishing it, and then reblending again. So that is the whole concept of the High Altitude Collection. So I'm really excited for this brand new version of the Peregrine. Let's call it Peregrine 2.0, if you will. They're calling this one the 2024 release because when the whiskey was actually barreled, right? So they're calling this the 2024 release, even though it's coming out in just actually literally tomorrow in 2025. The lottery actually opens tomorrow. So I'm excited to dive into this one, boy. Oh man, I have such great memories of the original Peregrine. So it'll be very interesting to see how this one, if it lives up to my personal expectations. Fair? All right. Before I dive into everything else, Found North and Peregrine, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know, have you tried either this one? And obviously, you probably haven't tried this one yet because it hasn't come out. But what are your thoughts just on Found North as a whole? And last but not least, please make sure you all subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? Appreciate you. All right. So with this brand new 2024, if you will, Peregrine, I call it AKA Peregrine 2.0. What's different about a Judge? All right. So a couple of things. Number 1, this is actually a blend of 21 and 24-year-old rye whiskey, along with 23, 24, and 25-year-old corn whiskey. So you got a couple of things there. And that's the reason why from an age statement, they have to put the youngest age that's in the blend on the front of the bottle. So that's the reason why you see the 21 there. So that's that. The second thing that they changed up from the original Peregrine, and this is really important. So what's different? With the original Peregrine, 60% of the blend was in the cognac finish and 40% was in New American Oak. With the brand new version of Peregrine, aka Peregrine 2.0, the one that's coming out tomorrow, they've increased it. So now it's 70% is actually finished in cognac barrels, and the other 30% is finished in New American Oak. The goal, from what they're saying, is the fact that they're trying to, number 1, add a bit more sweetness, right? Because they went from 60% up to 70% in the cognac barrels. So they're trying to increase the sweetness a little bit, bring out a little bit more fruit, as well as kind of remove a little bit of that spice. So be very interesting to see, number 1, is it a little bit more fruit forward? Is the spice kind of a little bit more subdued, if you will? And is it more thick, more kind of well-rounded in the palate? We shall see. That's what their goal was, so we shall see. But I have all the faith in the Teller brothers, so, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. We shall see. All right. So again, this one comes out tomorrow. You know, Found North does a really good job of doing a lottery system. And then, of course, you typically can still find the bottles after the lottery in your neck of the woods. You could just go directly to, you know, to their website, and you can find exactly where Found North is shipped. So, and where you can actually see it in stores. So there, I will say, I give them credit for transparency, but then also trying to make sure that the majority of us can get great quality whiskey from Found North. All right, let's dive into this one. Let's get into the nose. Oh man, that is nice. Damn. That's nice. Jeez. So another big difference. Oh boy. The MSRP on most of these like higher end products from Found North, either from the high altitude collection, they were typically around 150, 160, 170. It's creeped up a little bit now. It's now, this brand new release is 225. 225. Hey, do not shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you exactly what the new MSRP is. It's not the judge's fault. Trust me, I get it, right? Inflation, prices are going up across the board. It is older whiskey, but price did go up a little bit. It did. All right, but I will say the nose on this so far, jeez, it's good. Oh my gosh. This is a roller coaster of caramel. Oh my gosh. Some caramel, some grapes. Oh man. A smidge, and I mean just a very subtle bit of like a smidge of like oak. Oh man. It's not as you would think it would be like a traditional like oak monster. It's not. There's just a nice subtle smidge of like oak, a good influence of leather, tons and tons of caramel, tons of strawberries. Oh man, this is nice. Jeez, this is nice. Woo-wee. All right, hey, only one way to get into it. Cheers. Oh shit. Wow. Damn, that is good. Woo-hoo! Oh man, hold on. Let me bring it back. I gotta bring it back. Let me bring it back. I need some more water. We gotta pause for a second. What is the proof on this, by the way? What is the proof on this bad boy? 114.2. By the way, the final mash bill, blended mash bill, I should say, 78% corn, 21% rye, and 1% malted barley. I need another sip of that because I just want to make sure it was as good as the original sip. Let me just make sure though. Never know. Oh man. Damn. That is pretty tasty. I need a little bit more. So what's unique about this, Judge? What I like about this is 114.2 proof. It might sip like it's 100 proof. That to me is extremely dangerous. And I mean extremely dangerous. When you drink 14 proof points below the threshold, that's dangerous. It is such a unique and well-rounded experience. Everything in the nose, like the caramel, the darker fruits, the grape notes, the berry notes that are in there, the oak, the leather, everything transfers from the nose to the palate, and it's such a clean and just wonderful experience from the mid palate to the end of the palate. You know, this kind of almost reminds me of a little bit. You ever have like that, like once in a blue moon, you find a bottle, and in your opinion, it is like a perfect pour. To me, this is a perfect pour. It is everything you want and more, in my opinion. So you ask, Judge, at an increased price point, oh man, is it a buy, a do not buy, or leave on the shelf? Folks, I hate to say it. I don't like spending more money, but if you got it like that, go for it. Grab a bottle. To me, this is 2 gallons good. This is absolutely delicious. It's everything. I wish the price, obviously, of course, right? I'm a consumer as well. I wish the price was back to where it used to be, like that 160, 170 range. That I was cool with. I hate the fact that it's a little bit more expensive, but is it still a buy? Is it still a fantastic pour? Fortunately, and maybe unfortunately, it is. It is that damn good. Goodness gracious. Cheers, my friends. Take care.